kosher, it's Glatt. You're listening to Glatt. Glatt, it's all Glatt.
This episode is brought to you by Kosherdotcom, our partners on this podcast, and a really good resource online for recipes, shows, food content, Torah content, Jewish content.
Essentially all kosher content, you know, the hub of kosher.
And while we like to focus on print, Kosherdotcom has really taken the digital side really, really well. And there are just so many fun kosher options, both kosher literally in a kashrus world, but also kosher in a way that's
and we've been posting some of our travel content on Kosherdotcom, so that's a fun one.
That's a fun one. Our travel content is only in the magazine. The only other place you can get it, we get people requesting it a lot, is on Kosherdotcom.
It's some of our favorite itineraries are there. We did one on Deal, New Jersey, so that was recently posted. That's a good one. So there's a lot of great content. Visit Kosherdotcom for all your kosher recipe and entertainment needs. So on the topic of milchiks, because we were talking about the new milchiks issue that's coming out from Fleischiks, this is a new milchiks item, Tuscanini Parmesan. This is really cool. I love how Tuscanini is really making an impact on the kosher market.
And from my understanding, this is supposed to be a higher end Parmesan cheese.
Okay.
Of course, it's going to be 6 hours.
Is it a 6 hour cheese?
Yes, most definitely. Okay. Anything aged over, I think it's even 3 months already.
Okay.
Has to be. I'm curious, what are your top things to put Parmesan?
So first of all, I have to say that like game changer is freshly grating Parmesan cheese. So even if you're making a Caesar salad, the what's it called? The bottled grated Parmesan is fine. But if you just do this
next level
and freshly grate it into your dressing, you will elevate your Caesar salad tenfold.
You know what I really like about Parm?
Yes, what do you like?
I'm not a fan of it microplaned or grated.
Yeah.
I like when they take the peelers and you get these like ribbons and it like breaks apart.
It's also a very dramatic presentation. That's very good. Like you're serving a pasta dish. And also Parmesan is a really good finishing cheese. So you don't necessarily have to put a lot of it into something, but you put a lot of it on top of something. It looks so good, like you just want to dig in. I like your idea. You take a peeler, you peel it, you make these gorgeous curls.
Oh, I have more ideas.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, another idea is just to take a good cheese knife and just start going like this, and then gradually, as you go further back, you get bigger pieces, a little bit of jam, some crackers. You can't go wrong.
This is a real scene that happens in our kitchen. That's why I laugh.
Check out Tuscany's new Parmesan cheese in your local kosher supermarkets. This episode is brought to you by
Eden. We love their line of products. They're very trustworthy, authentic. You could believe what they say. They put a lot of effort into giving you the best quality ingredient of what they're doing. Their toasted sesame oil. We're actually developing recipes with black sesame butter or black sesame paste. Like think about tahina, but using black sesame seeds.
Black sesame.
So we use the Eden brand, but this is their latest packaging. It's really beautiful. And they have brown sesame seeds, black sesame seeds. It's amazing topping for challah.
And they're organic.
It's an amazing topping for challah and so many other things. You know what's fun? I actually was just reading a new cookbook, Sesame. And what she did in the book was a great idea. She like put sesame seeds in a pan and then fried an egg. So like, you know, sunny side up egg, and it was crusted in sesame seeds.
I like that.
Sesame seeds are so versatile. You know, we're doing a whole article on sesame seeds in the milchiks issue. A lot of cool
they're
stuff.
super trendy. I mean, her cookbook is called Sesame. I think Eden Greenspan, who we're also featuring, is tahini, which is essentially sesame.
Exactly. We are here with a very exciting guest, actually, Eliezer Franklin from both Pelleh and Bethel Farms.
Pelleh Poultry.
Pelleh Poultry.
Bethel Creamery.
Bethel Creamery.
Right?
Well, I have farms on my mind because you know that we're planning a Jewish farmers issue.
I hear.
And I think this is the first official conversation we're having with a kosher Jewish farmer. Do you consider yourself a farmer or a businessman?
He's a farmer. I've seen him. He's driving a tractor. He's a farmer. He definitely gets it from his father, but he's a farmer.
I think of
what we'd call you in South Africa.
Version of a farmer.
It's
the Jewish version.
The Jewish version of a farmer. What is that? How do you define that?
Figuring out how to get other people to do the work.
Oh, okay.
In South Africa, we'd call him a boer. A boer is a farmer. But yeah, Eliezer does not mind getting his hands dirty. Obviously, he's running the company.
I definitely started out
how long ago?
a lot more hands-on, and then as time progressed,
how did you start
my
out?
time doesn't really allow that.
Yeah. Did you grow up on a farm or like?
So more or less,
Yeah.
I grew up in Bethel.
In Bethel, New York.
That's where I
So
was
Bethel is
born.
upstate.
It's 5 minutes away from Himmel's Bungalow Colony,
That's
which
right.
is where we summer.
We don't summer.
So
we
that's
go
our
for like
claim
1 or
to
2
fame.
Shabbos. And,
I know. I'm joking.
In
People say when they go to the Hamptons, they summer in the Hamptons.
Oh, yeah.
We
We're
summer
fancy
in
people.
Himmel's.
We go to Himmel's.
It's 5 minutes from
But
the
it's
raceway.
upstate New York. It's not far from Monticello and South Fallsburg and where everyone else is hanging out in the summer.
So you grew
Edge
up
of
in
the Jewish
Bethel, New York.
Catskills. So I,
Very cool.
as a kid, and then there was a minion there all year round.
Right.
And then when that fell apart, my parents moved to Muncie,
Okay.
and my father commuted my whole life
And he was always going back and forth to the farm.
all the time. And then
Okay.
every summer, every Ben Zmanim was always spent on the farm.
Got it. And
But that was our livelihood.
And that was And what was it on the farm that your father sold? Or
So he started Pelleh
okay.
as a shlachtos back in 91.
And it was chickens or duck?
And it was pretty much just chicken
Okay.
and lamb.
Oh,
He started raising lamb.
that's so cool.
I just
Pella still have, yeah. Do you still have lamb?
You know why we don't know? Because it wasn't really retail. It was probably...
No, it was all retail.
No way. Oh, wow.
So it wasn't in stores. It wasn't in restaurants. It
Wait,
was,
people came to the farm and bought.
we sold
What
home
was
delivery.
it? Under what name?
Home delivery. We've been doing home delivery since 91.
Wow.
And do you still do home delivery?
Yes.
They do.
We deliver
Chickens?
to over 2,000 retail customers.
Really? Wait, so people can still go to your website or
No
your
website.
Oh, no website. It's, if you
phone
know,
and-
you know. Oh, I love it.
Word of mouth.
Wait, could we share the phone number? Or this is a great word of mouth. What is the
could.
phone number?
845-425-4559.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
1-800 Pelleh Poultry.
We are working on.
Wait, I love that.
Working on getting.
You know, there
website
is a
updated.
life outside of the internet,
It's yeah.
right? Like people think whatever they
or-
see
There's
online.
more to this that we're not even touching on.
Wait, what?
Like this,
Some of the products that you're only getting by delivery, it's not sold in stores. If they make a chopped liver or a liver pate, you can't buy it in the stores.
No.
If you're a caterer, you can get it. But
Okay.
I'm assuming that you would, if people buy the right quantity, you're delivering it.
there's no minimum.
There's no minimum.
That is so cool.
Like we have a line of no nitrate deli
Okay.
that's sold frozen
Okay.
because we don't put anything in.
Right. So it's
Not
like,
even the celery nitrate.
Once let's take
really?
a step back. So Bethel and Pelleh Poultry are both organic.
Sister companies
There's
not.
no sister
They're not
company. But like,
organic.
what's the story behind on the healthy side? Like I know your yogurts, they have very little ingredients.
So
Just
we
yogurt
don't
and-
really. Our focus isn't about health.
Okay, so what is it?
It's about basics.
it's like minimal processing,
minimally
non-processed
processed.
food. Like going back to the way people used to eat. Like now I think today's biggest issue that a lot of people are dealing with today is like the over-processed foods.
So, for instance, I get questions all the time. Oh, why do you use sugar? Why don't you use this?
Oh, so you're not trying to get rid of sugar. You're just trying to keep it.
Sugar is not bad if it's
Yeah.
in moderation.
100%.
Too much of anything is going to be bad for you.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know their products, I mean, or some of you might know their products, but like one of the things that I'm assuming you probably get the most questions about is their chocolate milk, because their milk in general is more, I don't know, whole. It has little
It's authentic.
pieces. And
No, it's authentic. What is it? It's cream top?
Yes, it's cream line.
Cream line. So you get that like what does that mean?
What is so homogenization is a process that breaks down the fat molecules.
Okay.
So they don't stick together and float to the top.
Okay. And that's another level of processing
That's correct.
that
so
you skip.
our principle is if God made it a certain way, why change it?
so when you
Okay,
get their
that's
milk,
It must
So that's
be
your
that it's
brand
the way that we're
overall.
supposed to consume it.
So your business started from like just word of mouth, retail, people ordering, delivering. You came in and changed it all and expanded. When did that happen?
Expanded. So the business was found on the principle of koshers,
Okay.
slow and meticulous.
Okay.
That never changed.
It's like almost like a shtetl. Like back in the day, people knew the sheichet. They went and they got the stuff from the source.
Literally,
that's what I'm feeling.
By the way, if you know his father, that is you feel like you're in a shtetl.
Again, we have very specific shochet, and people buy us because of that shochet, and because of our process.
Shechita is done by the farm
from A to Z.
Yes. Yeah.
So we're the smallest, slowest shlachtes in the US.
So you were doing chickens and sheep. And then you moved into duck?
And then we moved into veal.
Okay.
Veal was our big thing. And then once I came in around 05, 06.
Okay.
Started to progress a little bit. And then duck really came around 2013.
And what were you doing with all the dairy stuff before? Or
there was no dairy.
There was no dairy.
Okay, so you came into the poultry farm and then brought it more to the masses.
So first I started to modernize it more, and it started to grow and increase. And the challenge was how to keep the kosher standards that the whole company was found on, but at the same time become more efficient and modernized.
It's interesting because like a lot of times with family businesses, like you come in, your father was doing things a certain way for so many years. Then you come in and have your new ideas. You're young. You're coming with a different energy. How was that?
So it kind of went well.
Okay.
My father realized that as we were growing, it was harder and harder to do all the manual tasks that they were doing.
Your father's more like a hands-on. He likes to touch everything also.
Yes, and he was like doing everything. So,
but I'm saying it's interesting
and people
that
were working harder, which ended up having a reverse effect because people started getting tired to do it the way that they did it in the shtetl.
Right. Okay.
So we ended up automating certain processes that ended up doing a much better job and still keeping that slow, meticulous process. Everything has to do with kashrus till today is still done stationary on a table by hand.
So it's pretty incredible. So
that's really, really cool.
They went the whole fleischgrat, then they went the milchgrat. There's a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah. How are you met? Let's I think it's just interesting to break down what is Pelleh today, what is Bethel today.
How did Bethel get?
One second, but before we get there, my train of thought. One second. Kosherdotcom. One of the biggest challenges I had. Both years was working out Pelleh and Bethel.
Okay.
Because they are a company that's fleischig and milchig. They want to be next to each other because they want to be able to control it. How do you find a booth when you're trying to keep everything separate? How do you find a booth?
We had a milchig side and a fleischig side.
So we ended up doing was back to back.
Oh, that's cute. Wait, that's a very good solution.
And for those that are asking, because I know people are asking, Kosherdotcom is happening. It's going to be happening after the summer.
Yeah, we'll have
some
updates.
Big updates, some big changes going on, bigger and better. But Emirates Hashem this year. If you come demanding that you want to be next to each other with your milchiks and fleischiks, it's tough.
That's very cool.
That I had to get that out there because that was actually working out everyone's booth and the spacing. That was challenging.
The same thing was with the Kosher Fest.
Yes,
we were side by side.
So you made that request also. That it is funny to have such extremes, milchik and fleischik, as in one company. Sister company, as you called it.
But I love the idea of your family's company because I think today so many things are like just big companies owning everything almost. So it's nice to have a family-run business, doing something very specific with a very clear focus. And it's just very cool.
Are there other family members involved?
No.
You and your father?
Just my father. And my father's pretty much retired at this point.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are any of your kids joining you in the future, do you think?
Hopefully.
Do you see one or two loving farm life?
Definitely at least one or two.
I saw them on the tractors and whatever. Yeah, they're not scared. They're not our kids that are scared of animals.
People could come visit the farm?
Definitely.
Yeah, so in the summer or the summertime, primarily in Swan Lake?
Yes.
We went with a family. It was really, really fun. We took kids of different ages because we have older kids and younger kids, and they all enjoyed it. It was nice.
It's not a petting zoo.
Right.
We try to give people an authentic experience. So.
Yeah.
You basically get to see the cows. I mean, I'm not sure you're not milking them when people come. That's done early in the morning, right?
And 5 o'clock in the
right. So you get to see the cows. You can see exactly where they're milked, and then how they actually they have the yogurt making rooms, and I guess where you're making your milking products.
That's so cool.
And you can go.
You can also buy the items there. right?
Yes.
There's like a farm stand.
I remember actually came last summer. We got to see a product. It's not even on shelves yet. Oh yes. By the way, you come to the farms, then you get stuff that's not in the stores.
What
we got the blueberry yogurt, which is out now. But we got the apple.
The apple cinnamon.
Apple cinnamon.
That's coming next.
It's coming next. But you see, you go to the farm stand, you actually get to try it before.
Wow, that's a long time in advance.
I mean, that was what, like 2 years ago?
Was it 2 years ago? Yeah.
Yeah, your yogurts are so good.
They really are.
Yeah. I
was talking the chocolate milk. You see, I'm distracting myself.
Too many good stuff.
The chocolate milk actually has that cream on top, and then it's always got like a whole brown film on the bottom. And the reason it is so fragmented is because it's really nothing. It's your whole
three ingredients:
whole milk, sugar, and cocoa powder.
That's it.
So cool.
You really got to shake it up.
And the cocoa, it makes a difference what kind of cocoa you use as well.
Oh yeah, what cocoa do you use?
It's a European cocoa, but it's a very low.
Dutch.
It's a very low acidity.
Oh, okay. So it like is sweeter and like.
So again, we're not looking.
Or better yet, high acidity.
Oh, okay.
It's not necessarily
Or high
better for
pH,
you or
yeah.
healthier, but it is authentic, clean ingredients.
Correct.
No fillers or things of that nature. That's very cool.
Stabilizers.
So what other milk products? do you-
Yeah,
What other milk? Yeah, what other milk?
that was my question. Like
that was
3
your
minutes ago. No, just to get an idea today. What is Pelleh Poultry? What goes under that? And what's
what is
Bethel Creamery?
Okay. You see,
How did that happen?
She has a way with words.
No, I don't know.
Okay,
if
you
I
want to
do.
understand how we got there, or
No.
What's under the Pelleh line? What's under the Bethel
So
line?
Pelleh started out as just a Schlachtes,
Okay.
and then ended up growing into a.
Different proteins.
So right now our strong point is chicken, duck, turkey, squab. As far as I know, we're the only kosher squab on the market
But squab.
How long have you been doing squab?
since Kosher Fest, at least since the beginning. I don't know, 10 years.
Squab is a specialty item. You're not like selling it at the local butcher, or could I order it?
You
If I
can
go
either
to
get
Gourmet
it
Glatt,
home. You can either home delivery,
okay,
or at a restaurant.
at the phone number that you mentioned before. Can I go to Gourmet and say, can you order me some Pelleh squab?
I don't think I've ever sold gourmet a squab.
Should I challenge them? Should I see if they
Is
would-
squab a
could.
pigeon?
Yes,
It's a pigeon.
Baby
It's a nice
pigeon.
way of saying pigeon.
Actually, interesting fact: squab is to pigeon as veal is to a cow. So it's young.
Oh, it's a young pigeon.
Pigeons are one of the only birds that actually feed their young a milk,
Oh,
and the squab is harvested at 30 days when they're still drinking milk, but not yet flying.
Okay.
that is
So they're super
interesting.
tender.
You know when the first time we had squab was? Mike's Bistro. I'm talking like probably between 50 and 20 years
Oh,
old.
really?
And you
Yes.
could still get it at Mike's Bistro.
Yeah?
That's so cool.
It's coming
Oh, you were just-
coming from Pelleh Poultry?
It is.
that is
go.
so cool. Oh, so
It's
you
either that or Manhattan.
Okay, I guess we are jumping
Yeah.
between the two, but we just had a very cool duck dish at Tabernacle recently.
Yeah, that was very
They
good.
brought the whole duck. They showed it to us.
That was
beautiful.
from
And they went-
Pelleh as well.
There you go. But what was cool about it, they took it back, they carved it, and then they brought us, which the duck breast was phenomenal, but then we really enjoyed they took the duck confit and made like a cottage pie out of it. So the top of it
Tabernacle
was-
is not going to like me for saying this, but
Uh-oh.
shout out to Mike Bistro
Okay.
for actually creating that product.
Really?
Oh, that's so cool.
It was his
That's what we
idea.
mentioned. Okay, very cool. Very cool.
He's the OG. We just interviewed him a few weeks ago on the podcast.
Yeah, that was fascinating stuff.
So
Okay,
yeah.
so duck is a very big part of it. Besides, obviously, the duck
So-
breast and the duck legs, you also start.
So
I
then
think
we
you wanted
have-
first doing duck bacon.
Correct. So then back in 2010, we opened a smokehouse.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, whoa! What? You
So-
have a smokehouse?
So we
No, it's not a smokehouse like a restaurant.
Okay.
no, it's
It was?
where we
No,
it's
it's
within the building, and
that's where they make all their sausages.
Oh, where you're
sausages
smoking
and
stuff. Okay, yeah,
deli
He
meats and all
thought
that stuff.
he missed the restaurant opening, and he was like, "How is that possible?" He's like, "You had a smokehouse? Wait, maybe make them
And
put a
when
few
we-
tables there. People will come." I'm joking.
All right.
You're like, not that. I know. The truth is, I once went to an actual sausage making factory.
Yes, that's true.
No,
People
no,
would not
you would
sit
not.
there.
You would not.
You are correct.
You
are
would
correct.
actually come in and
And
not
you'd be like, I'm not
be-
eating anything.
No, there's
No,
nothing
you're
that
saying
there's
super
nothing that goes into any
Oh,
product that would
okay.
actually turn anybody off.
Okay.
Right.
We chose to use natural wood,
Okay. This was for you to smoke your.
duck sausages.
Duck
we
sausages,
made our own
duck
chicken
bacon.
salami, chicken hot dogs, chicken bologna.
What's your favorite product that you have today that you make in the smokehouse? The smokehouse is still active, and there's a whole line of items.
It just keeps on growing and growing.
It's really cool. It's very unique. Like the duck sausages are so
Again, there's
unique.
a lot of stuff we're making that's not smoked.
Okay.
We're doing a lot of confit. We're doing a lot of sous vide.
So people could get duck confit from...
It will be in stores hopefully within... as soon as my packaging comes.
Oh, that's so cool.
Probably within the next few weeks.
That's awesome. Because to make duck confit...
Duck confit, turkey confit,
Duck
turkey
rillettes.
shawarma.
Yeah.
Tell everyone what duck rillettes are.
Is that duck rillettes?
And it's not duck rillettes.
Duck rillette.
Yeah,
duck rillette.
that's the French way.
What is duck rillettes?
Duck rillette is duck meat cooked till it falls apart.
It's almost like a
with
pate of like the duck thigh.
It's a third
right?
meat, a third duck stock, a third duck fat.
It like goes on charcuterie boards. You smear it like a
spreadable.
spread. It's very cool.
I think our duck confit is more of a traditional rillette.
Okay.
Our rillette is a non-traditional rillette.
Okay. That's cool, but it's fun. I mean, we have a recipe for duck confit on the app from
Yes.
Chef Isaac. It's a really good recipe, but it's very involved. Like you have to cure the duck in the fridge. Then you have to cover it in duck fat. Then you have to slow cook it. Then you let it chill. Then you take it out of the duck fat and then you could use it.
You mentioned
So
Chef
it's very
Isaac.
cool to have that
It's
product on
interesting.
the market.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's very cool to have that available in the stores. But I know that Eliezer and Isaac definitely go back for years because of the products that he's dealing with.
Okay.
He's probably in touch with all the interesting chefs and all the interesting
That's so
restaurants.
interesting. You interact with a lot of different chefs.
So my first interaction was when I had... So we were doing lamb, for instance, for years
Okay.
as state inspection through a loophole. And then when we ended up coming under USDA, he was my first chef that I brought a rack of ribs to. And he was
Chef Isaac?
crazy over it.
That's so cool. Who are the most interesting chefs you've interacted with in your career?
Well, I would say the most interesting would be Dan Barber.
Oh, very cool. Michelin.
Michelin star, Blue Hill Farms.
Blue Hill.
That's
very chashuv.
But
So he ordered stuff from you. Orders?
It was a special. It was a Moisid. It was a Moisid that did a special dinner to raise money.
He sold himself
no,
before.
when it was not
this would be-
kosher.
you did
This
this
is
before
years.
also?
This is back in.
I missed that. Oh wow!
Starting in.
That's a big
06.
stamp of approval because he was very into researching where he's getting his items from.
So he
so
bought
that's
his
very
veal
cool.
exclusively from us
Because of
very
kosher
cool.
or because
of the way we raised it.
Oh, that's fascinating.
very,
I
very
didn't know
cool.
that.
It was a pink
Very
veal.
cool. Is that what they call rose veal?
Could be. I mean, in others they were free range, as in they were not locked up. They were able to walk around.
That's so cool.
They still drink milk, but had access to grass as well. So it was a.
That's very, very
combination.
cool.
Okay.
So you went from Pelleh was the farm that you grew up on, and then you started Bethel.
So once we started with the veal,
Okay.
the only way to have the veal was to have cows. We milked the cows to feed the veal.
Got it. So then it was just
In
a
08
natural progression of the
Right, and
business.
then once the market collapsed in 08, that started to get shaky.
The veal.
People weren't going to the restaurant. I had nowhere to sell the non-kosher.
Interesting how it all affects everyone.
Yes.
And like
And then
supply and demand.
it started getting really rocky. And then Blue Hill went and opened their own farm with their own veal. So now we had these cows. So we just transitioned to dairy.
Oh, very cool.
In 2010, we started
Okay.
shipping milk.
So you started
So your
with
first thing was milk.
Yeah, we were just, my father was just
2010.
shipping to Organic Valley.
Oh, okay.
And then slowly progressed into, he got a little bottling machine, a little pasteurizer, selling some milk on the side.
That's so cool. And then
And
it
today's-
evolved
And then
into
in 2017, we started what we have now.
what's that? The
The
yogurt.
yogurt vats, and we
You did cheeses for a while, also.
we did cheese for a while. I don't have enough milk to make yogurt and cheese.
okay. So you
So we
prioritize the
we've been
yogurt.
prioritizing the yogurt.
Okay, very cool. What's your favorite from all the lines? Pelleh, Bethel. Do you have a favorite?
Do you like milkshakes or flakes, first of all?
Oh yeah, that's a
So
good
I
breakdown.
typically like flakes.
Okay.
But here's the thing, like when I'm at work and I'm hungry, I can either go for a sausage or I can go for a yogurt. I will always go for either a blueberry or a maple yogurt. That's like my go-to.
It is a good go-to snack.
I don't know. It's
you
like I don't
just
get
came up-
tired of that. Whereas like all like the deli and all that, I'm like I don't
Right.
know. I guess I spend so much time tasting it when I make it. Like once
Right.
once it's perfect, like I don't.
Yeah, you're like
try it
okay. The yogurt is always like also a fresh, light option, especially if you're like midday working. But that's so
we're
cool.
talking Shavuos is coming up. We're going to take a break from the flakes.
There you go.
Milk
Let's
cakes.
go milk cakes.
So you said we got the milk, you got the chocolate milk, you got the yogurts. I think you recently came out, I know by Kosher Foods you're making pancakes with, what's it called?
Buttermilk.
Buttermilk.
Yes.
So what's the chap of
Is buttermilk new? Is that a new item?
It's been around since last summer.
Last summer.
Just tell what is buttermilk.
So again, it's a cultured milk. It's cultured differently than yogurt. It's a longer process.
It has like active cultures in
Active
it?
cultures.
So it has probiotics.
So I never tested
Okay.
for probiotics. I have tested the yogurts for probiotics, and they will have probiotics. I'm not going to answer one way or the other with the.
You can.
I haven't tested it.
But it's got cultures.
It's
It's the tangy flavor.
It's tangy. It's very similar profile to sour cream.
So it's very, very cool. It's very good. Shavuos is coming up.
What would you have?
It's very, very good. I mean, in pancake batter, but also cake batter. It's very good in salad dressings because it gives you that, like he said, sour cream. But imagine sour cream, but like
tartness.
more liquidy also. So it's very good for salad dressings. And like think about making like a ranch and brushing it over salmon.
I think ranch is the
So good.
common use.
Oh yeah.
Ranch
If
and buttermilk.
I'm using the words correctly, I think it's a catalyst
Okay.
for the baking soda or baking powder, one of the two.
It reacts to it.
And it makes it
there's-
fluffier.
Got it. So it would be really, really good to use like if you're frying fish. Do people do that? Like, is that an issue? You were very
I
silent.
haven't done the research
Wait.
on that side at all.
Oh, okay. Wait.
I've done a lot
Wait,
of.
is
There are
it
some
not
people.
kosher?
No, not kosher. There are some people that don't do fish and milk.
For Svardim. No, Svardim.
Oh, Svardim don't. Some
Svardim, Ashkenazim have no problem whatsoever.
Okay, so I did it. I'm like,
No.
oh my gosh.
No, there is something there.
No, I
is
do
a-
know there is something there. No, you were very silent when I said it.
No, because
I said, did I say something wrong?
Use for
You're like, why are you making
Happens
things
when
up?
we started with the buttermilk.
Basically,
Start
use
to
the
figure out.
buttermilk for pancakes, and we're good. You
think
know what? It
in
would
the
be
US,
very good. I
buttermilk-
would do a half a cup in a cheesecake batter. It would be so delicious. Lighten
Replace
it.
what's it replacing?
You know, a lot of times people will add a cup of sour cream or something, so it makes it a little creamier, and it gives you a tang because cream cheese is so rich and heavy. I think it's going to lighten it and be delicious.
it's too loose.
It's too loose for what?
It's
It's
basically
watery.
a thick
It's
milk.
like milk.
Yeah, but I'm saying a half a cup. You think it's too much? Okay, we'll test
We're
it.
gonna have to try. We're gonna have to play around. Maybe
Okay,
for milk
so-
tarts.
Speaking-
Maybe for milk.
I'm
tarts.
making things up now, so now I have to make fried fish with buttermilk, and I'm making a milk.
You have to let me know how it comes
Cheesecake.
out. But I will tell you.
Maybe for milk tarts.
See,
That would be really
the
interesting,
non-kosher
like
market-
a buttermilk tart.
Yeah.
We're gonna make a buttermilk tart.
that would go well.
That would be
probably.
really cool.
So I think the most common use in the non-kosher market for buttermilk is biscuits.
Oh,
Very popular biscuits, pancakes, things like that. In the world where you're not worried about milchiks and fleishiks, where
using
dairy
that.
is being used in everything, so
Yeah.
buttermilk is very, very popular in bakeries and
got it. It's like a good.
lot of places aren't
ingredient. Like
using
you were
milk,
saying, it
they'll be
reacts
using-
very well with baking soda and baking powder. It helps things become fluffy.
it's a catalyst.
Okay, so that's your secret Shavuos ingredient, by the
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
because it's like good for
Very
batters and cakes and stuff.
I'm curious about like the Yiddishkeit and the halachic aspect of like the farming and obviously you're doing the food, you're making yogurts, but you guys are actually dealing with the animals. How does it work Shabbos? How does it work Yom Tovim and all that? Do any of the halachas that in Eretz Yisrael or whatever, like when it comes to farming and leaving the payah, dealing with your animals and stuff?
So that
Does that
pay
apply?
doesn't apply.
And obviously not payah, but I'm saying like when it comes to animals and
So Bechar does apply, and what is it? Chazan Shaik.
okay.
That applies. So what you do is every animal that you own, you have a
That technically
shutfis. You have a shutfis with a guy.
And you actually have to give it away.
What's
time of the
just to
Beis Hamikdash.
interrupt because I don't know what becha is.
Bechar is the first
Bechar.
one.
Okay.
Bechar is the first
By the
one.
way, I heard you say becha, and I was like, oh, I don't know what that is.
Chaz of a sheikh
Okay.
is the chest and the thigh. What's a chaz of a sheikh?
I think it's the
Yeah.
chest.
So it's certain parts you're saying you won't use, and
because
it was given to the
It
kohen.
was given to the kohen. Again, we don't shecht animals, right?
Okay.
But if you were to, how do you get around it?
Got it.
But Bechar is a real thing. If you have a Bechar that's born,
Yeah.
you can't use it.
Okay.
It has to be given to a kohen or brought as a carbon, right? Or something like that.
So what?
Something like that.
So you're giving it away,
So you sell, every animal, you have a shutfis with a guy.
and that money goes to tzedakah.
No, I'm saying the guy
It's like
owns a piece of the animal.
It's
like
his.
Messiras Formats, no? Like
Similar to that, yes. So you don't have to deal with bechor.
Shumas Amaisros, yeah, okay.
So again, in our industry, it's
I'm cracking up because I like related it to something so not related.
Oh, okay. No,
But it's okay.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Similar.
Okay,
concept.
how about Shabbos? Something simpler.
Shabbos?
Yeah.
So again, a Jew is allowed to milk a cow on Shabbos
Okay.
because of Sarva Chaim, but the process of milking is an Isser on Shabbos. So
Okay.
you can't use the milk if a Jew milks it.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Has to go leave it. You have to
Okay, so
basically
this is
milk
stuff that we need for the Jewish farmers issue.
So what do you do? How do you calculate
So
that?
if you have a guy that milks
Okay.
and the guy has the rights over all that milk, so in essence they're milking for themselves, then whatever they don't take, which is usually nothing more than a bottle of milk, whatever it is, then we can use it.
Okay. That's so interesting. What is it like? You grew up on a farm, but you currently don't live on the farm.
I live in Muncie.
Okay.
Commute.
Did you like prefer to live on, like, did you ever dream of like raising your family on the farm, or you were like,
I think that dream lasted until I met somebody from the 5,000.
that is actually very interesting though. You're like,
What?
Actually, let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Larry Gordon for finding me.
So just to bring this full circle, Larry Gordon is Eliezer's father-in-law, Larry Gordon from the 5,000 Jewish Times. And his other claim to fame is another sister-in-law, Malki Gordon Hirsch.
Kiss
my
the
God.
kosher.
Kiss the kosher cook, my gents. And
With my last name.
The more famous one of all
Dovi
would be
90 minutes.
meaningful.
okay, so now we just did some.
They were not having Eliezer bringing their daughter or sister to a farm, basically. Huh?
Although she comes,
Oh no, she comes. They
kids
come
come.
also. They come.
Any
at the
Shabbat
farm.
brachas at the farm?
one of our showrunners
Was at the farm.
Love it.
That's funny.
Bar mitzvahs? No. No, that's very cool though.
That's the proposals.
Okay, one second. Can you
cool.
fix a tractor?
I used to be able to.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah.
Again, it's just time. Time doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
There is a certain point in your life that happens. Yeah, that's interesting.
I think I've reached that.
What's coming up for Pelleh and Bethel? Any new exciting? I mean, everything you're doing. I'm not saying it's not exciting, but like anything new coming up?
So Pelleh is launching a full line of chicken sausages.
Okay.
And
By the way, for those that don't know, the Pelleh already has the interesting duck sausages. They have very unique flavors. You have a cherry.
apricot, ginger.
Ooh, I like the fruity.
Yeah.
The fruity balance.
So we have
People need to try it also because when people see in the store, it has a much darker color.
Okay.
It's not like that pinkish or brownish reddish. It's
Okay.
more of a dark brown.
some of them are also very light because I don't add any color to it.
Okay, so it is what it is.
The
That's
color
so
you
cool.
see in the store, that is the color it's supposed to be. People should definitely try it.
Chicken sausage is good. I'm excited for that. When is that going to be out?
So as soon as packaging comes.
What flavored chicken sausage are you going to have?
I can't remember all.
Do you have an apple in there?
No,
Is that
not
the
yet.
flavor? There was one
No,
chicken
there is-
sausage
there
you
is-
really liked. I think it was apple something.
Yes.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I worked
So
on it.
good.
I couldn't get the apple to not spoil
Interesting.
Are you putting
because I was
real
using
apple?
fresh. I was using fresh apple. So I have to use dried apple, and I just didn't continue.
Yeah,
with that.
Interesting.
But I
think
could. But
they use dried
jalapeno works very well fresh. Jalapeno sausage,
Oh, yeah.
apricot, ginger, Italian.
That's
Do you
fun.
do
Classic.
jerky? You ever do jerky? Sure. You do.
How far do
So
your products
we do
go out of
chicken
New York?
jerky. What?
How far do you distribute
Across
your
the US.
products across the United States? Did you ever go outside the U.S.?
No.
How do you
Across the United
deal?
States, do you have your stuff in California?
California.
Oh, wow.
Florida.
That's so cool.
But they're not in stores. It's more like caterers.
Oh, yeah?
So your
restaurants.
business is a lot of word of mouth, a lot of commercial, like catering and
High end,
chefs,
very high end.
restaurants. It's so interesting. What do you see? Like, what was a past item that you thought would like take off that didn't?
Oh.
I would say probably the Riette.
Okay.
The Riette needs education. Riette is not a typical product.
But to be very honest, the confit that's coming out,
Yeah.
which is a very traditional Riette, the confit is more of a traditional Riette than the Riette
Right, you said, yeah.
is outstanding. And that I believe will...
That's very. How is it being packed? Like, is it on
It's
the
in
bone?
one... No, it's pulled.
Oh, so it's
and
already
seasoned,
cold.
ready to go, ready to mix with the
Interesting. Oh,
mushrooms.
so you can make your duck gnocchi.
Exactly.
Okay, before
Okay,
we go,
there
I
you
just
go. That's
remembered
it.
something.
Duck gnocchi is going to be ready in 2 seconds. That's going to be very cool.
That's really good.
People are going to be excited for that one.
That's very
And
good.
then we do a twist on a turkey shawarma. Instead of it being in, let's say, olive oil, it's cooked in duck fat.
Ooh.
You're
Okay.
selling the turkey shawarma?
Ready to go.
That's going to be,
Cooked.
this is coming up.
It's all coming out
It's
of the
already
same.
cooked. You're heating it up.
cool.
I'm saying it's already cooked.
It's all cooked, ready to go. It's basically confit in duck fat.
And what's something that you didn't think would take off that did? Is there something that you were surprised
So
at the reaction?
the confit, we pushed for a good 5-6 years before it started to move.
Really?
I want to just
Interesting.
I
So wait, this is interesting. How do you as a business, like, I think it's so challenging to like work so hard at something and like put so much behind it and then it just doesn't land. How do you deal with that?
I mean, then you just move on to something else.
okay. I'm getting.
Wait, if it was me and my friend at lunch, we would talk about this for 30 minutes. And I just got the most like male response. You just get over it. You just do the next thing.
No, but there's certain things like the
you know
confit,
what I
we
mean?
knew that it was.
I know exactly what you're saying. Yes.
So we just kept on pushing until it just
So you're very like on to the next and you like just, you know, do what makes sense.
like the cheese, right? The
Yeah.
cheese,
Okay.
You tried.
We tried it. It worked out. It was actually a really, really good cheese.
You had
It
a
was unique
cheese that was supposed to be. You typically it was a soft cheese, but it was hard. What was it?
There was a lot of challenges with it, and the yogurt was doing better, so I just shelved the cheese. Maybe for good.
One thing that
I like that.
I'm
Like,
going to share something with everyone.
you don't take it personally. You're not like, you know, crying over it.
Depends what.
Oh, okay. So what did you cry over?
I don't think I ever.
Not cried physically.
I know what you mean,
I mean.
but did I ever have a product that I just totally discontinued
Like,
that
just
I
like-
really?
I know Eliezer for a long time, and I don't remember him ever being too upset or like.
No, it's like so hard to like put so
Happens
much
to be
into
that
something.
everything that I've ever made, we're still making.
Okay. So
Just-
you have a good track record.
Just some things less and some things more.
Okay.
Okay, I'm getting in here because I can
Okay,
say I'll
let's
share it. I like making chicken liver.
Okay.
And I got onto this little mashugas because one time he must have sent us too much duck fat, or we bought too much duck fat for a photo shoot. And instead of cooking the onions in chicken schmaltz, I did it in duck fat. I ended up with a chopped liver that was like a foie gras pate. And it was phenomenal. And you should know, there's a group of old men in Chabad of 5 towns.
Okay.
I brought it to the Kiddush, and every few months they remind me, when are you going to make it again? When are you going to make it again? This is going on for years. I made it maybe twice. It was phenomenal, but it's a really good hack. That duck fat has so much flavor.
It adds so much flavor.
So it adds
richness.
that ducky,
The duck
gamey
fat
flavor.
actually is something that's been consistently increasing in sales.
People are also looking for natural oil.
Yeah,
and
so people are making
schmaltz
beef
is,
tallow now.
it's very interesting because we grew up Chabad, and on Pesach, a lot of families only use schmaltz. And it was like this thing that people were vomiting over. They were like, oh, we have to eat schmaltz. And now schmaltz and beef fat is so in style.
Yeah.
So we have the majority of our customer base are very, very, very traditional Hasidim, people that won't change any tradition whatsoever. And there's only so much chicken schmaltz you can get out of a chicken.
Yeah.
Right.
So there are years we've had enough, and then there are years we didn't have enough. And then we convince people
To try
the duck, and then they're like, no, but this is not. And I was like, no, in the
Just try
Heim,
it.
they actually had duck schmaltz, not chicken schmaltz. So people actually tried it.
Okay.
And then year after year, they only want the duck schmaltz. Because
That's
why
so
would you go back to
interesting.
chicken schmaltz if you're
Yes,
going to
it
have
is very good. It's a great
Do you
product.
see like a growth in general because people are, I think, getting more into non-processed foods? Do you see new customers or higher levels of interest?
It's
Like, are people-
exploding.
it's exploding.
Right now, we're at a point now where we kind of peaked. And until I can get more equipment, I can't produce more.
Really? That's a very good place to be. No?
I'm
Going back-
creating a lot of enemies.
Really? Why?
I guess restaurateurs, chefs, or
No,
they
I'm
can-
saying
Oh,
that
you're rejecting people.
in terms of the yogurts,
Okay.
people
I
sell
mean,
out
yogurts.
on the
Yeah.
shelves.
Yeah. We know.
They sell out.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. It's like, okay, so you have the...
That's an interesting place to be as a business.
No, so 100%. So you have the interest, you have the he's making good products, and all. Then the next part of it is, as a business, scaling it.
Yeah.
And how do you take it to the next level and do it in a way that you're not affecting the product itself? And
we try to do everything natural
right.
growth, and
you've done a great job until now.
And tremendous yad d'shmaya. That's it. There's no other explanation.
Yeah. It is incredible. It's incredible.
Especially with yogurt. Like, what did I know about yogurt?
Interesting. So you really see it in that, like the hand of Hashem. 100%. Yeah.
Are you? By the way, are you trying more flavors on the yogurts?
So if I had more milk, more capacity, the next is going to be a apple cinnamon.
Got it.
And then strawberry.
Oh, strawberry.
Strawberry is a very loaded, because I only use
fresh strawberries, and then you have a whole thing of strawberries.
Oh, okay.
So
maybe you'll build a greenhouse.
I don't know yet.
Well, we're going to have you on in 10 years' time, and we're going to be talking about his whole line of, vegetables.
So it's like, I almost settled for frozen.
Right.
But then I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's
back and forth. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
that explains why
blueberry is a lot easier to check and then blend it up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Blend everything.
Do you also grow anything else on your farm? Like, do you have produce? No.
Just grass.
Okay. Love
it. And you're not growing your fruits and stuff for the yogurts.
It's like a whole. That's another.
What would you want to share with people? Like, maybe educating them on something, or just sharing a little bit more about what you do or about the ingredient.
Simple.
By the way, you just
taste better.
You don't even know what you just did.
Why?
Eliezer loves educating people.
Okay.
When it comes to advertising anything, it's always about education.
Okay, so I didn't even.
It's always connected to some kind of education.
No, I feel like business owners always. I feel like there's like you have an opportunity to just like say something to everyone, and now you could say something. Like, what would it be?
I think that get to know your ingredients.
Okay.
Get to know the products that are authentic, and the people behind it want to actually feed people good food and not take advantage of you.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of products out there that are there to take advantage of the ignorant consumer, make money on nothing. Mm-hmm. And it's not always that cheap is better. Sometimes it's worth spending a little bit of extra money to get something that's wholesome, tastes better, doesn't leave you feeling horrible the next morning or whenever it is.
Yeah, that's a great message. Quality.
And it's not about necessarily, people get very focused on health.
You said it's not for you. It's not all about health.
It's a philosophy. It's a way of, it's just to live wholesome.
Okay, that's
and
very
enjoy.
Cool. I like that message because I think it also surpasses just like food. It's also just living in today's day and age, like going back to like. I think it cuts out all the fads.
The trends, by the way.
It cuts out all the trends. It cuts out all the fads. Yeah. It's like, this one decides that this is healthy. This one decides that this is healthy. This one decides that this is bad for you. And this one decides that this is bad. Like, just cut all the noise out.
Yeah.
And just focus on like just pure and wholesome.
That's
and I think one of the things we've been trying to do is just prove to the world that you don't need stabilizers to make it look better. And natural flavors that every single product always tastes exactly the same. It's okay sometimes for it to not be consistent, and it's okay for it to not necessarily look perfect every single time, right? Like ketchup, I think, is famous, right? You can go to any place in the world and Heinz ketchup will always be the same.
Yep.
That's such a great thought to like.
But
we can talk for hours, but we're going to end off on.
But if you think about what goes into making it always be perfect, there's 1,000 ingredients that go into it and processes that make it always the same.
Right. And in the long term,
allow for the inconsistency, allow for that. Maybe it doesn't look the greatest, but it tastes phenomenal.
Yeah.
Right? Our chocolate milk, which has 3 ingredients, as opposed to a commercial chocolate milk, which has, let's say, 9 ingredients, just so that it's always uniform, has won awards.
Right.
I'm in the mood of some chocolate.
As opposed to, and I think everybody should be following that trend. Simplify.
Okay.
Be okay with inconsistencies.
Love it.
Amazing.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. People can reach you at your number that you shared before and Pelleh Poultry and BethelCreamery.com for more information. Did I get it right?
There's no BethelCreamery.com yet.
Oh, okay. Did you buy it?
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I did buy it. It just hasn't
Pelleh
been
Poultry for now?
PellehPoultry.com, but
I'm saying like the milkshakes is on Pelleh Poultry or not? No.
Instagram page?
also not.
Love it. Love this.
Okay, so you're going to
We're really authentic and wholesome here.
Okay, and then also, obviously, thank you, Eliezer, for coming.
Yes.
Guys, we're going to have an interesting feature coming up in the end of the summer, the Jewish
Farmers issue.
But recipes using duck or recipes using buttermilk and other interesting products, both in Fleischig's magazine, in the actual magazine, and on Kosherdotcom. Search for thousands of recipes and enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming out.
Really appreciate it.
This episode is partially sponsored by Fleischig's magazine. Fleischig's magazine is something we are personally very passionate about, but we're really excited to let you know about our upcoming Shavuos issue. Every single year we come out with milchiks. So it's our once a year milchiks edition.
The Fleischig's milchiks issue.
Yes. And that is coming out. You can order it as a single issue on our website at fleischigs.com.
You can order milchiks on fleischigs.com.
Yes. But you can also subscribe to the magazine. You get 11 issues a year, and you also get access to hundreds of recipes on our app, which is exclusive to our subscribers and hosts all our previously published recipes. So even if you subscribe today, you have access to years worth of content. Fleischigs.com, use code.
It's worthwhile investment.
What code should they use?
Code Glatt.
Use code Glatt.
Glatt, uppercase.
For?
To get 18% off.
Use code Glatt to get 18% off. Okay, one staple in our house is capers. Okay, our son loves it. He loves to cook. And
we all enjoy capers, but Zalman loves capers.
So he really taught us an appreciation for capers. Listen, I like a caper on a everything bagel with cream cheese, salmon, lox, pickled onions, and you put the caper and fresh dill. I mean, it's so good.
It really does enhance the sandwich.
But now we really have a deep appreciation of the versatility of capers. Capers do not just belong on a lox and cream cheese bagel.
Tartare.
Oh yeah, tartare.
Fried capers.
That is epic. That is so good.
But what else?
You have to pat dry it really well.
Yes. And
then you deep fry it. It's so, so delicious. Okay, so remember we once had Chef Sterling Subar come into our kitchen and he made this Jerusalem artichoke salad.
Yes.
And he created this amazing like vinaigrette dressing that the capers were a base of. It was like this almost like honey mustard vinaigrette, but with capers. So good. Like you chop up the capers and you add it to dressings. It just adds this like, how would you describe the flavor that capers add?
I don't like the word umami for it. It's just a burst of flavor. It's a pop of brininess, but it's not fishiness. It's saltiness, but it's not just salt.
Yeah.
It's just a good flavor.
It's very good. It's a little bit
closest
more
to olive.
But it's a little bit more, like how is it different than olives? It's not as olivey.
Well, it's not as
more
pungent.
capery.
It's not as olivey.
Right, olivey. Anyway, it's a very versatile ingredient, and you know that you could trust the Tuscanini brand.
Beautiful packaging,
for their
nice
quality
glass bottle,
and authenticity.
So, pick up some capers for your.
I also like the size of these capers are really good because capers come in different sizes.
Yes, you have tiny ones.
So you have
these
little
are more
ones.
Medium.
These are more robust. Yeah, so it's a good size for different things. It's versatile. This episode brought to you by Mahadran's new Bend and Blend. I think I'm going to take control of this one because this is very much my style. Check this out. So cool. Mahadran has 2 new desserts. This is a butter cookie and cheesecake. It's almost like a mousse, but it's more of a dessert. And you can see the thing, you kind of flip the cookies in and you eat it. And then this one over here is a cookies and cream. So you've got the black cookies with the mousse kind of thing going on. It's a great dessert, great snack. I really do enjoy my milchiks. I've already had one of these and really enjoyed it. Which flavor do you like
Well,
better?
I tried this. I didn't try this
you
yet.
didn't try the cookies
but
and cream?
It is a great product. I can tell that this is a winner.
We'll have to give it to our kids and do a taste test.
We don't know. We're not going to give it to our kids and give a taste test because once we do, they're going to be stuck and then we're going to be giving to them and then you're going to be saying, no, this is just for Shabbos.
Why? So we established a Shabbos treat.
Okay, fine. Shabbos treat.
This is our new Shabbos treat.
Shabbos
Wait,
treat?
this or Shabbos yogurt?
Oh, they get a choice.
Yeah.
Shabbos yogurt or this.
Yeah.
Anyways, great new product from Mahadran. Check it out in your local kosher supermarket. This episode is brought to you by Meal Mart's Salaminis, their new line of pepperoni sticks or salami sticks. 3 different types.
Talking about travel, I mean, these are perfection for travel.
So you've got pepperoni sticks, sweet Italian sticks, and chorizo sticks. They are
Which one
shelf
is your,
stable.
Did you try all the flavors?
I like the the salamis. I like the pepperoni. Oh, that is a salami.
Yeah.
Yes.
The pepperoni, I also liked it. I like the fennel flavor in there. It's really, really nice.
But it's great. I mean, good protein, good snack, and shelf stable. So that's pretty cool.
Very, very cool stuff. I love the packaging also.
It goes along with the whole, jerky, charcuterie line.
Yeah.
I see Meal Mart, actually part of the Meal Mart Reserve line.
Oh,
yeah.
Tell me more.
The Meal Mart Reserve line, they have also like the plattered stuff, the fancy hors d'oeuvres as part of the Reserve
very
line.
nice. Like more things that you would do as
it's a little more high end. It's more for
parties
and the charcuterie. Yes, they have
Very
they
cool.
make a beef prosciutto nut.
Right. The truth is you could chop this up and add it to a charcuterie platter. It would be very nice. Or like if you're doing a meat board on Shabbos and you have your like pulled beef, you have your, let's say, Hasselback salami, and you have other items, you could just do like a whole pile of these. These are very nice.
For me, this is reminiscent of dry vorst.
Yes.
South African dry vorst. That's what it is. It's dry sausage.
Yeah.
Vorst, a type of sausage. And it's much more greasy and thick than these, but it's more wet. But this is probably the closest. to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, great product. Check them out.
It's kosher, it's Glatt. You're listening to Glatt. It's all Glatt.